reform not out of compulsion, which is what has happened earlier. Reform is not happening out of compulsion, but out of conviction, with clarity, confidence, and commitment. India is riding on the Reform Express under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, and this Finance Bill of 2026-27, therefore, rests on 5 clear principles. First one is there is a trust-based tax administration that is being improved upon. Actually, we are reducing unnecessary hardship for honest taxpayers. You can see various aspects of it in my response to various questions and clarifications sought by members. I will elaborate on it. Second, sir, the ease of living for common citizens. I was worried that some of our honorable members have started mocking ease of living and ease of doing business. It is important that we continue on that process. Every citizen should feel that this country doesn't really make it difficult for him by doing compliances, by seeking permits, by seeking quota, by seeking licenses for legitimate businesses. I thought it was from 1991 that all of us kept saying India has to become a lot more easy to live, a lot more easy to govern. So it was astonishing for me to hear some members talk about ease of living and ease of doing business as not so significant, not so important. I think it is important that we go on that route and make India a lot more easy to live. Third, sir.
हनुमान बेनीवाल जी आप बैठिएगा. बेनीवाल जी आप बैठिएगा.
Third principle, sir, we are empowering the MSMEs, farmers and cooperatives, because MSMEs, farmers and cooperatives are at the heart of creation of employment, for production and for overall development of India. So this finance bill supports them with very many measures that improve liquidity but also reduce the compliance burden and give them the opportunity to have greater contribution made towards first their cooperatives and then the larger economy. Fourth, sir, making India a stronger global business hub. And that is why we've brought in clarity in very many provisions, taxation-related provisions, and I would elaborate on it. It supports key sectors such as digital infrastructure, electronics manufacturing, marine products, leather, critical minerals, nuclear energy, and so on, all of which are critical for India to speed up towards Vikasit Bharat. And the fifth one, sir, the final, is to become seamless trade facilitation move and bring in customs reform. So very many provisions have been altered in order that we are able to provide greater trade facilitation. So with these just opening few words on the finance bill itself, I will now, by responding to honorable members, be able to elaborate on some of the features that are in the finance bill. Sir, to begin with, we had the Indian National Congress's member, Dr. Amar Singh, who I respect a lot because he's a trained economist who was heading Planning Commission in Punjab, who contributes to the debates in the South. But this time I feel he did not speak as an economist. He spoke more like a politician who's wanting to take a pot shot at the ruling party. I wish he had contributed to the debate with his wisdom, with his exposure to the field of economics. Whereas what he said astonished me. It can't come from him, but he said it, and therefore I have to respond. Sir, I'm just summarizing. He said, nothing is there for the middle class. You've done everything for big businesses. What an irony. I thought this finance bill has so much more for the middle class. If only I list out a few. I hope Dr. Amar Singh will concede that he was on a completely wrong track. Budget, sir, has slashed, this finance bill has slashed the TCS rate for pursuing education and medical purposes under the liberalized remittance scheme, the LRS as it is popularly known. It used to be at 5%, we brought it down to 2%, so that people who send money abroad for their children, middle class which borrows money to send their children abroad, will have lesser TCS to pay. Similarly, TCS on overseas tour packages, where people go on trips in a group, families together and so on. We used to have a TCS of 20%, now that's been brought down to 2%. Are the large corporates going on these kind of group trips? No, ordinary middle-class families go. So that is one thing I want to draw his attention to. Second, completely we have exempted the basic customs duty on 17 critical life-saving drugs and medicines. Is this not going to benefit small families, ordinary citizens whose elder or family member is admitted in hospital and who have to buy these expensive medicines? We've brought down the basic customs duty to complete zero, exempted them from basic customs duty. Furthermore, duty-free personal imports of medicines, where your children are abroad, they are sending it for your upkeep, for your medicines. And food and special medical purposes food items, which come for people who are undergoing severe treatments, have all been extended to 7 additional rare diseases also. They have also been given duty-free personal imports. That, of course, will help middle class. Any interest, similarly, on the Motor Accident Claims Tribunal awards, any interest awarded by the Motor Accident Claims Tribunal, for instance, when it becomes delayed and the family of the accident victims are waiting for the payment, and when the payment comes, the interest is awarded by the tribunal, there was interest, there was a tax on it, that has also been completely removed. It is completely exempt. Is that not going to help people who are waiting for the insurance amount to be given back to the families of the affected party? We are proposing also to allow taxpayers to update their returns even after reassessment proceedings have been initiated. Normally, after it is initiated, you're not allowed to correct your returns. We have allowed that, and at an additional 10% tax rate over and above the rate applicable for the relevant year. So the assessing officer will then use this updated returns for further proceedings. It makes life easier for the taxpayer. So young professionals, students, and relocated NRIs often make inadvertent mistakes or errors in the budget, in their assessment when they file it. A one-time 6-month foreign assets disclosure of small taxpayer scheme has been brought in, whereby this small taxpayer can declare small overseas assets which are left undeclared till then, or even income up to 1 crore of rupees if it has been left without disclosure, and up to 5 crore of previously taxed but undeclared assets are now without any prosecutions to be faced. They can just declare and do the due process. There will be no prosecution after them. This will bring in great relief for small taxpayers who by chance, didn't know, inadvertently missed out on declaring amounts which are left in accounts abroad. Senior citizens and small savers will also benefit from a new single window system allowing depositories to accept Form 15G and 15H directly and distribute them to relevant companies, ending the hassle of submitted multiple physical forms of personal effects, personal forms to avoid TDS or dividends. So instead of the tax assessee paying it to so many different agencies, the depositories can do on behalf of the taxpayers, particularly the senior citizens, and therefore this will be a relief. Sir, very important, which will affect all passengers, all relatives, families, friends, even honorable members who go abroad and come back. We are rationalizing the passenger allowances, rationalization in tariffs on gifts, and also on personal imports, and simplification of personal effects. This reduces disputes at the airports. I normally receive a huge lot of day-to-day complaints of, I'm held back in Delhi airport, the customs official is not letting me go, I'm saying this is mine, they are saying no, this is new. All these disputes will be now over. We are increasing, in fact, rationalize it completely on every item that you can bring, and if you want, you take it back, if you want, you leave it. So the passengers now will have far less to worry about when they land in India. Then finally, sir, digitization of temporary imports and exports of valuables, including jewelry and professional equipments, bringing in cameras, going out with cameras, simplifies travel for individuals attending overseas events, medical procedures, and also on personal visits. So if this is the set of relief that we are offering, these are aimed at offering for the middle class, for the passengers, ordinary citizens. It is not for those big travelers or high net worth individuals. Sir, similarly for MSMEs, sir, we have said, we have taken there are two principles which I would want to put up front. For dealing with MSMEs, we take this approach, penalize first. Don't take them to criminal courts or whatever, just whatever you penalize them, relieve them of what they actually we are moving away from penalizing first and giving them the relief. Sorry. And then later, one more thing I would like to say is we are facilitating first, enforcing later, if necessary, that is. So that way we are taking an approach which is friendly for MSMEs. Penalties for technical defaults, like failing to get accounts audited, have been converted into predictable fixed fees. So there's no uncertainty MSMEs will have to face. So similarly, rule-based automated process for small taxpayers have been brought in to obtain a lower or nil deduction certificate online itself. So there are very many more which I can list out, but the fact is individuals or MSMEs have been given more facilitated treatment. So for strengthening agriculture, fisheries, and the cooperatives, there are several measures in this finance bill. Primary cooperative societies, sir, enjoy deduction for supplying milk, fruits, and vegetables to their federal cooperatives. This budget or this finance bill also expands that deduction to include cooperatives supplying cattle feed and also cotton seed, recognizing the integrated nature of rural value addition. To build stronger cooperatives, and particularly cooperative federations, inter-cooperative society dividend income has been made tax deductible. So, under the new tax regime, provided it is further distributed to members. So, if the federal cooperative is going to pass the dividend further down to its members, under the new tax regime, this treatment will be offered. Furthermore, a 3-year tax exemption has been granted to dividend income received by notified National Cooperative Federation. All this is going to help small members in the cooperative societies. And similar treatment is being given by Indian fishing vessels in the exclusive economic zone or on the high seas. They will now be completely free of customs duty. So we want to facilitate first and enforce the law, if necessary, much later. That will simplify lives for cooperatives, fishermen, individuals, and so on. Sir, on the cesses and surcharges, sir, every session we have this question of why should cesses be collected, why should surcharges be collected, and because it remains outside of the divisible pool, it's not doing justice to the states. So the constitution makers knew what they are doing, and we all pay respects to them. There is a provision for levying cesses and surcharges which is given to the central government. We are using a provision which is legitimately provided by the central government. Now add that also into the divisible pool. No, there is a provision for us to use it, we will use it. Just as there are several provisions given to the states to levy tax on certain items which has nothing to do with the divisible pool. Do we question that? No. And therefore, repeated allegation that you're collecting cesses and surcharges, it should actually be going, oh, sorry. Please read the Constitution again. We are allowed to do it, and we are doing a legitimate thing. But having received it, having collected it, are we not spending it only on the states, providing hospitals, schools, and laying the roads? In fact, I have said this every time, I'm saying it now, again, more than what is collected as cesses and surcharge is what we spend under schemes to the states. I'll just go reading the numbers, and I hope the members will understand those collected cesses and surcharges are not lying with us, it's actually going to the states. Sir, Samagra Shiksha midday meal scheme, implemented through state governments, financed through the Health and Education Cess. National Food Security Act, center bears the bulk of the cost, states distribute. National Health Mission, even in the recent supplementary demand for grants, which is passed in this House only a few days ago, 11,627 crores was transferred to PM Swasthya Swaraksha Nidhi to meet NHM expenditure. So, resources from many cesses are 100% transferred to states. In fact, if it was part of the divisible pool, they would only get 41% of it. So I want to underline the fact that they are getting, in fact, 105% utilization has happened. We spend more than what we collect. Example, in the last 6-year period, 2019 se lekar 2024-25, the cumulative utilization of cesses has exceeded the collection. Kitna collect hua, kitna unko beja gaya. 15.14 lakh crores were collected. Kitna beja gaya? 15.97 lakh crores have been sent to the states under various schemes. So more than what is collected under cesses and surcharges is being spent, and I think repeatedly raising doubts about you put it in the divisible pool, not realizing not 100% will reach you, only 41 will reach you, is just making a lot of noise without understanding the details. Similarly, sir, health and education says 74,000 crores extra has been spent over and above what has been collected under cesses and education and health cess. What was collected, sir? 7.03 lakh crore was collected, and that is between 2014-15 to 26-27. Against this, the total utilization stands at 7.77 lakh crore, 7.3003, almost just 7 is gone up to 7.77 lakh crores, 74,000 crores extra. I think these replies should dispel the doubt about cess and surcharges. Sir, again, a very important point which was raised by Dr. Amar Singh. Data centers lack requirements for localization, employment and technology transfer. So giving them tax holidays is not good at all, is the observation of Dr. Amar Singh. I want to highlight, sir, the 26-27 budget has designed its tax holidays with structural conditionalities and complementary skilling initiatives to ensure domestic value creation happens. The tax holiday until 2047 is available only when the foreign cloud provider utilizes data center services located in India, meaning the physical infrastructure must be built and operated domestically. This guarantees that construction, operation, maintenance operations, and also the jobs largely stay local. And also all sales to Indian users must be routed through an Indian reseller entity, creating an entire ecosystem of Indian system integrators, managed service providers, and telecom partners who capture value and employment locally. So this is absolutely clear, and therefore this tax holiday is going to bring in investment, keep them here, create jobs here, and utilize data services here, and then also export. So it's not as if this is all for somebody from outside and nothing for us. Even the safe harbor rule given in the finance bill ensures genuine Indian operations. The 15% safe harbor margin on cost for resident Indian entities providing data center services to related foreign companies ensures that Indian operations are not hollow shells, but retain meaningful profit and build genuine technical capability. So this guarantees that Indian entities are adequately and compensated for real work performed by local professionals. So Dr. Amar Singh should remove that doubt from his mind. In fact, one more point that I would add, sir, $70 billion in data center already underway for investment, and India's cloud capacity projected to grow 4x or probably 5x by 2030. The sheer volume of construction, cooling infrastructure, power management, cyber security, and network operations demanded will generate lakhs of direct and indirect jobs in India. So I can't find Honorable Member Arun Nehru. Probably I don't need to respond to him, but I was shocked when he said GST rate decision because it's an important question on GST, sir. And for the benefit of the rest of the members also, I will say a few things. Because he says the GST cut was done in September 25, which was intended to create economic buoyancy and increase spending. It did not work as expected. I'm shocked at this observation, particularly coming from a member of parliament from Tamil Nadu, because retail passenger vehicle sales jumped 26.1, the highest ever sales for any February month since after the GST has come in. The Chennai Sriperumbudur Varagadam automobile corridor, stretching 60 kilometers through Kanchipuram and Tiruvallur districts, that is called the Detroit of Asia. By this increase in passenger vehicle sales, this region is going to benefit. And didn't the member realize that rural PV sales surged 34%, passenger vehicle sales surged 34%, and urban surged 21%. Second, he also said, sir, I continue my reply, two-wheeler sales rose 25% after September GST Council's decision. Again, Royal Enfield state-of-the-art manufacturing facility is at Varagadam, which is in Tamil Nadu. The jobs are going to be created there because of the increased demand. The motor companies which are in Hosur and Sriperumbudur are all earning, and they are doing overtime shifts for their workers. This is not going to be unnoticed. has its flagship company, sir, with 28 assembly lines capable of producing up to 4 million bikes a year. That's located in Tamil Nadu. And this has benefited them by the increase and surge in the demand as a result of GST reduction. Similarly, every Jupiter scooty, every Apache bike